Hi everyone, my name is BrieAnne Rader and I am an adjunct faculty here in the Human Service Department. Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about my work as a rare disease legislative advocate. And I'm hoping that this will kind of give you a little bit of an insight into what legislative advocacy can look like. And I also want to give you a few tips if you are interested in going into the advocacy field. So I want to start off by just giving you a little bit of information about how I got into legislative advocacy. So I first started my career as a school social worker, which was naturally, advocacy was a part of my job. Early on in my career, I had my first daughter, and she was born with some significant health challenges and developmental delays. 4 years later, after searching for answers, she was diagnosed with a rare disease, DDX3X. And I always say, what do you do when your child is diagnosed with a genetic disorder that you cannot change? There are no treatments. There's certainly no cure. You feel a little bit helpless. And I know that there are other healthcare challenges, other things that people go through where you feel helpless. And the one thing that I found that I could do is jump into advocacy. So my daughter was diagnosed in spring of 2017, and by that next winter of 2017, I had basically read everything I could read on her rare disease and learned a lot about the rare disease population. And one thing that I learned that I had no idea of before is how much policy impacts the rare disease community. So I dug into this some more, and I found a wonderful organization called the Every Life Foundation. And it really provides a hub for anybody connected to rare disease. It could be patients, parents, caregivers, friends, doctors, researchers, pharmaceutical companies, all across the board. It really organizes a place where we can find out what is going on in the world of legislation, funding, what's going on at NIH, FDA that's impacting our community, and we can come together and advocate on behalf of this population for policies that are impacting our community. So I jumped in and became a rare disease legislative advocate. That February, I went to my first, it's called Rare Disease on Capitol Hill. And this is something that occurs every year around Rare Disease Day. And it's where rare disease advocates, we come together, we spend a day learning from one another, discussing issues, getting updates from legislators about what's going on in the world of policy regarding healthcare and rare disease. And then we also take a full day to meet with our legislators on Capitol Hill and advocate for policies, for funding, for joining the Rare Disease Caucus, all to benefit the rare disease population. So I have been doing this ever since. After that first trip to DC, I fell in love with it. It was so meaningful. It was a wonderful experience to come together with others who have similar experiences, very different experiences, but we're all wanting results for the same community. And that's one thing about advocacy work that is really rewarding and appealing, is that you can come together with people from different backgrounds, different races, different socioeconomic statuses, different rare diseases in my case, but come together and know that some things need to change for the growth, the development, and the well-being of a group of people as a whole, and work together with all of our unique backgrounds and expertise to create that change. So every year since then, I go to DC one time a year, and I do this, and I speak with our legislators and make asks. I also, beyond that, try really hard to keep those relationships strong when I'm back in my home state. So this looks like sending emails to my representatives. If I see that they have made a vote on a bill that was that we'd asked for their support on, or that is going to positively impact our community, I'll send an email saying thank you for your support. I noticed you voted blah blah blah. Or if I know that a vote is coming up, let's say a bill just moved to the Senate and they're going to be voting on it, I can send emails saying heads up, this is going to be coming, or this is here, we'd really like your support on this. Just keeping them apprised of what's going on in our community. And I found over the years that legislators are happy to get feedback on what is important to the people that they're representing. And before this, I had never done that before, unless it was something that was kind of spoon-fed to me in my local community that I needed to act on. But being proactive and creating the open lines of communication and letting them know what is impacting us has been really had a positive impact on policy and those relationships with my legislators. I also try to meet once a year. It's usually in August when legislators are in their home states, to meet with them. I'm in Illinois, so to meet with them here in Illinois. And it's really, really been an amazing experience that I never even knew was out there before, my daughter got her diagnosis, and I just Googled and found this opportunity, and it has been so rewarding. I get a lot out of seeing others who are going through similar situations and knowing that, your voice is making a difference in their lives and other people like them is really amazing. And I do this, it's on the side, so it's volunteer work, but there are so many organizations out there like Every Life Foundation, which tries to make advocacy accessible for different groups of people. So there are a lot of career opportunities in the world of advocacy. So I want to leave you with a couple tips. If you are interested in advocacy, if you are passionate about a certain topic or an injustice that you are aware of, my first suggestion to jump into advocacy is do some research. Find out as much as you can about this problem, where it's happening, who it's happening to, who are the people involved with it. Anything you can find out about it. It's really important to kind of have a grasp of the bigger picture of the problem that you're going to be advocating for. The second piece of it that is so important to advocacy is find out who the stakeholders are. So with legislative advocacy, obviously we're talking about policymakers, legislators, but even within that, there are some issues that are going to be just at a local level, and there are some that are going to be at a state and federal level. And finding out where the issue that you are advocating for is at will really be important to seeing effective advocacy and seeing follow through on your asks. Having said all that, when I first started with advocacy, I had no idea. I had not done legislative advocacy in my life before that, and I really jumped in without having a whole lot of knowledge on it. And so if you are afraid to jump in because you don't have all the facts or don't know everything, don't let that stop you. You learn a lot on your way just by doing it. So I encourage anybody who feels the pull to do this to jump in and get started. It's a very rewarding career choice and volunteer work too. So I hope that answered some of your questions about legislative advocacy. And I hope to see some of you in the upcoming terms. And if you have any questions, I am more than happy to discuss my experiences with advocacy or how to support you in finding an advocacy area that you are interested in. So thanks, everyone. Bye.